Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, ich möchte Sie recht herzlich begrüßen von der Rohstoffinvestmentkonferenz in Vancouver 2014. Wie immer sind wir auf der Suche nach interessanten Gesprächspartnern und da habe ich heute einen Rohstoffexperten und Minenanalyst bei uns mit 35 Jahre langer Erfahrung in diesem Marktsektor. Es ist Mickey Fulp. Hi Mickey, it's nice to meet you here in Vancouver. So you are also a keynote speaker here on this conference. Can you please tell us a bit about what you speak there?
Generally at these conferences for my workshop, I take questions from the audience, so you are free to ask me about any junior resource company or anything about the markets, and I will answer honestly and freely.
Okay, thanks a lot. And we had a bad time in 2013 with the junior market, and what's your thoughts about what will happen in 2014? Do we come back to the good old times, or what will happen?
Well, let's review what did happen. So we hit the low in June, arguably in June. I called that a little early. I called the low might have been in about a year ago, but I think now in hindsight, which is always the way we find the low, we hit it in late June. So we got a little bump in July. We've been flat since then, but we've had a good rise, nearly 100 points in the Venture Exchange Index in the month of January. So from that point of view, I look for a better junior resource market in 2014, but I don't think it's going to be much of a recovery. I would look for it to perhaps be on the uptick or kind of flatline most of the year.
Okay, what do you think? What do the companies have to do that they get the interest back from the investors?
Well, gold drives our market in the micro-cap business, the venture exchange. So, but we are very dependent on the major and mid-tier gold companies to perform well. They have not performed well. They still need to write off a bunch of bad assets. They have to get their financial houses in order. They have to lower their cost of operations and start developing good margins for the ounces they produce. And they have to reward their shareholders either with a bump in the equity price or preferably dividends. So I think once the gold companies, the miners, get their houses in order, start rewarding the shareholders with a higher stock price and dividends, then that will filter down to the small micro-cap industry we're involved with.
Okay, that means the companies have to cut all the costs, because right now we have a low gold and silver price. And do you think that we will see the gold price below 1,000 again, or I don't?
Well, I personally do not think so, but I think we're going to test the low again in gold.
Really?
The low we've had over the last year. We've gone below 1,200 a couple of times and bounced back. We did not spend very much time with the gold price below 1,200, but I think we will test that again. Probably the next time Yellen gets up now, not Bernanke anymore, and talks about more quantitative tapering. I think that will be negative for the gold price once again, and we will test that low below 1,200 again. How it goes below that, I don't really know. I expect gold to be range-bound most of the year.
Okay, and you do also some stock pickings. What is your favorite stock right now? The audience would like to know that as well, if you have some.
Could I give you two instead of just one?
That would be perfect, even more.
Okay. I recently I am very bullish on the mid to long-term view of uranium. So I recently took on a new sponsor, Energy Fuels, which is the only conventional uranium miner in the United States, and it is highly leveraged to the uranium price. I look for, as the price of uranium increases, and I certainly expect it will in the next within the next couple of years. With its leverage to the uranium price, I am very bullish on Energy Fuels. It has New York Stock Exchange listing, so it's up there with the big boys. In copper space, I particularly like Curis Resources, a soon-to-be ISR copper producer in Arizona. They are one permit away from beginning construction. I expect them to have news in the near term that will allow them to start building this ISR well field, and so their price has been very depressed. I look for good things in Curis in the next, certainly within the next year.
Okay, that means copper is your favorite, uranium is your favorite. You have another stock, tungsten as well. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm involved with the tungsten company as a shareholder, Blackheath Resources. It's a company with management who were previous managers of Primary Metals, which now was sold to the Japanese and is now largest tungsten producer in the world in Portugal. This is a relatively new company that is focused on past producing mines in northern Portugal.
So Mickey, can you tell us, is there any involvement in these companies from your side, what you mentioned?
Yes, I'm a shareholder of the three companies, and Curis Resources and Energy Fuels are both sponsors of my website. So I own shares of Curis, I own shares of Energy Fuels, I own shares of Blackheath, and then I run a sponsor model, I run a free subscription service. So those companies pay me to be sponsors of my website. So I'm extremely financially biased in my opinions of two of those companies.
Okay, thanks a lot. We will have a look after these companies, and I think it's a good time right now to do the right stock picking to get early enough in to earn some money. Mikey, thanks a lot for the interview and taking time for us.
All right, thanks a lot,
Okay.
Stefan. It's been my pleasure.